Hey there, welcome to No Nonsense November, day 2. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here from Get Up and Go Challenge. And we are in the whole month of November going to talk about a tool a day, a tool, a tip, a strategy, something that you can use right now to have a positive impact on your life. Now, I'm not going to share anything that you could use to have a negative impact on your life. What would the point of that be? Life gives us enough stuff that we have to figure out. This is all about tools and strategies and things that you can use to improve your life, to transform your life, to make your life better. Today's tool, one of my all-time favorites, been using it for literally decades, and that is the tool known as affirmations. Now, whether you know it or not, whether you ever heard the word affirmation or not, you are already an expert at affirming things. Why? Because we all talk to ourselves nonstop, day in and day out. And what do I mean by that? Well, we are creating ourselves, our reality, our lives every second of every day in the present moment with the thoughts and the things that we're feeling and thinking about and creating. We create our own reality this way. We become what we think about and what we feel and what we say to ourselves in our heads. So an affirmation is nothing more than the thing that we tell ourselves about ourselves, and that's what we create and become. So I am blank is the format of an affirmation. I am smart. I am stupid. I am fat and ugly. I am fit, trim, energized, and active. I am lazy. I am sleepy. I am hungry. I am whatever throughout the day, probably 60,000 of our 80,000 thoughts a day. I don't know if that's really a real statistic or a scientific fact, but I've heard it before that we have about on average 80,000 thoughts a day. So I'd say about 60,000 of those are about us and ourselves and our reality. You know, I have a stomach ache. I always have a stomach ache. Why do I always have a stomach ache? We talk about and to ourselves all the time because we're always trying to make sense of and define the meaning of everything that happens around us and to us and through us. So affirmations, why is this a great tool? Because we can just respond and react to everything that happens in our life and talk to ourselves based on that, or we can choose how we want to control and create our life through the things that we think. We can actually program our subconscious mind as well as our conscious mind by using affirmations. An affirmation is simply an I am statement. Now, like any other tool or strategy, there are hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of different ways that people will tell you is the right way to do affirmations. But guess what? There is no one right way. Just like there is no one way to be successful, there's no one way to do anything or one right way to do anything. The right way is always the way that works for you. It's always what works for you. So I have, over the decades, because I've been doing affirmations for decades, done them all different types in all different ways. And I've rolled into a process now that I call Affirmations, which we'll talk to about another day because it's a 3-step thing instead of just a 1. And I've tried all these different things, different numbers of times that you say the statement, how you say the statement, where you say the statement, what time of day you say the statement, how many times you repeat the same statement, how many different ways you say the statement, coupled with emotional freedom technique, EFT or tapping, all different things, all different ways, right? And what I've come to discover, like everyone else who does anything for a while, is that in order to master something, you have to make it your own. How do you make affirmations your own? There's something that they call the 3 Ps of affirmations, the rules, if there are any rules or guidelines for affirmations, which we want to help them improve our life and transition our life in a positive way. So I ascribe to, and I think these rules are very important as well. They need to be the 3 Ps. So your I am statement shouldn't be I am fat and ugly, because fat and ugly is not, it is personal. The first P is personal. It has to be about you. You can't create affirmations for other people. You can only affirm yourself. You can affirm other people in other ways by building them up and building their confidence, but that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about you affirming yourself and stating what you are in the present moment, personally about you, and positive. They need to be positive because our brain will adopt anything we tell it. We can convince ourselves of anything. We can convince ourselves that we're absolutely ridiculous, horrible, stupid human beings and worthless if we keep affirming that for ourselves. So we want to do just the opposite. We want to make sure that our affirmations, each and every one of them, and this is hard because we naturally tend to make and be derogatory and be be not always our best friend. We want to turn affirmations into a purposeful activity that is affirming ourselves, being our own cheerleader, being our own support system and best friend. So I am learning all the time would be a great one. I am fit. I am trim. I am energized. I am active. I am enough. I am whatever you want to say you are. Now, some people will say you should do it for 5 minutes a day, or you should say each one 5 times, or you should say them out loud, or whatever. Everybody's got their own rules and guidelines. Again, whatever works for you. I do affirmations whenever I feel like doing affirmations. If I catch myself thinking a limiting thought, or usually in the area of my personal appearance or scarcity or lack or energy or time wasting, I turn that around as soon as I realize that I'm telling myself a negative message. I find a way to positively affirm what I want to be achieving in the present moment. So we tell ourselves, we make statements that are personal, positive, and present, meaning we phrase them as if what we want is already occurring in our life right now. So if I want to weigh 120 pounds, I would say I easily and that was a mouthful. I easily and effortlessly maintain my ideal weight of 120 pounds. Or I am loving experiencing the way my jeans fit. Something, whatever works for you, whatever feels genuine for you, and whatever your mind will believe, because it will believe that whatever we tell ourselves is what we believe and what we create, as long as we believe it. And then we want to add feelings to it. We want to have positive associations and feelings with the statements we're saying. If I say I'm trying to think of something that would be kind of outrageous, and I'm like, I'm never going to believe that. If I try to affirm I am loving being 6 feet tall, I'm going to have trouble with that. I barely hit 5'1.5", so I'm never going to believe that I could be 6 feet tall unless I'm standing on, a foot worth of boxes, or at least a 12-foot heels or a 12-foot box. So that would be a waste of my time and energy to affirm something that is absolutely ridiculous. Number one, because I wouldn't want to be 6 feet tall. Number two, it's crazy unlikely. Now that's different than having financial affirmations and things. I can say, and you could say, I am loving, let's think of one that doesn't have a dollar amount in it. You could say you're a millionaire, whether you are or not, or I'm enjoying being a millionaire, because any person that's listening to this has the capability and the ability to be a millionaire. Whether you believe it or not, you absolutely positively do. If anyone has ever done something that you aspire to do, that means you can do it too. It's proof that it's possible for you as well. So try this today. Just do some affirmations. Try and play with them. Do what works for you. I think I mentioned yesterday, I do them when I brush my teeth. I do affirmations and mirror work when I brush my teeth every single morning. So I've already done affirmations today. And I also like to do them when when a negative thought or a negative idea or a negative image comes toward me, or if somebody accuses me of something or blames me for something that I know isn't true, I like to follow that up with an affirmation, some kind of an I am blank statement that makes me realize that what they're saying isn't true, and that I have the ability to choose an impact and see things, especially different crazy situations, the way that I choose to. I've had a lot of practice with this lately with the political environment here in the United States. Presidential election is tomorrow, and it has been a crazy year with COVID and everything else, and rioting in the United States, and just the crazy divisive behavior that some politicians are trying to create among American people, which isn't working because we're all awesome. There's been a lot of things with social media and that have been accusing people of being things. I've been accused of being racist, sexist, white supremacist, phobic, crazy, nuts, a bitch, you name it. I have been called it, and I'm not even participating in the conversations very much this year. So it just goes to show you that you can take any situation and you can turn it around by affirming to yourself what you know to be true or what you want to be true for you at any given moment. So that's it. I love affirmations. Share in the comments below if you are an affirmation fan like I am. As far as if you're not sure what I mean by affirmations and how to create them, just Google affirmations. I think that, top 20 affirmations for transformation, top 31 affirmations for this or that, whatever you want to create or affirm in your life, there are literally books and millions of affirmations online that you can learn from other people what they do and how they say. And you can find out some of the different ways they say to do it. 5 times a day, 5 minutes a day, 100 times a day, whatever. And then figure out what works for you. All right, catch you tomorrow for another tool in our No Nonsense November.